So we were talking about this guy you said was the king of the BDs. Yeah. All right. So what happened in about 08, 09 to make Parkway Gardens become more solidly BD, as you were saying? He was just riding around, like the Calumet building got recoded in like 04, 05. So all the structure was gone. Like it was just like loose screws running around, And he denounced himself in Stateville 2000, early 2000. He denounced himself, says he's no longer. And then he threw Marvel under the bus, but he ended up resurfacing in Parkway and was trying to stand on it, Some people honored it, like some people respected him. I didn't. Like a lot of people that I know didn't respect him or honor it. What do you mean when you say he showed up there and started trying to stand on it? He showed up and, I'm the king, shit like that. But it was over with. Like, didn't nobody want to respect that? Like, some people respect it. Some people look up to people and not look at themselves as leader. Like, I always thought myself as the same thing as if I was in the streets. Like, I thought I was Larry Hoover. I thought I was, I think I'm the best. Like, whatever I do. So I always thought myself bigger than what another person. Like, normally you have a flunky, but no. So around this time, when you said that it became more solidly Black Disciple, what were you all referring to Parkway Gardens as? It was Parkway. At the time when you were living there, so from 2006, 2007 to into 2010, maybe early 2011, did anyone refer to it as O-Block? No. Is that something that happened later? That happened August of 2011. So now I want to come back to when you were still there. People called it Parkway. Have you heard of something called Wick City? Yeah. What's that? That was just like what they called themselves. Wild, insane, crazy, some shit. I thought it was Wick from the Wick office. When they said Wick, I'm thinking like Kabooms, Juicy Juice. I ain't know they was talking about, none of that. I'm just keeping it real. Now, you said that when people started calling Parkway O-Block was August of 2011. Is that right? Yeah. Do you know where the name O-Block comes from? O.D. Perry. That was a good friend of mine's, man. He was younger than me, but he was a good friend of mine's. Like, he was a good friend. Like, stay at my house when he ain't go home. Mama was a good lady, So, yeah. Actually, can we publish, Your Honor? I'm showing something that's admitted in evidence. Yes. So I'm showing you what's been admitted as Government Exhibit 564. Do you know who that is? Yes. Who is that? It's O.D. Perry. You said you knew him personally. Yep. When did you first meet him? Met O.D. like 07. Yeah, like 07. Where did you meet him? In Parkway. Was O.D. someone who lived in Parkway? Yeah. And what happened in August of 2011? It seemed like you were referring to something. August of 2011, that's when he was killed. Was Mr. Perry someone who would you say, was from Parkway? Yeah, he was from Parkway. He from there. Did he live there when you were living there? Yeah, yep, he lived there, and then he moved out. But yeah, he was still coming back. You said that what is now O-Block is named in honor of Mr. Perry. Yep. But he was smooth. He was a smooth dude, bro. He ain't like them. Like, he was a smooth. Earlier, Judge, can Michael Jordan be instructed to stop editorializing? I guess I would say, thank you for calling me Michael Jordan, Mr. Miyagi, next time. Just so the government's going to keep asking questions, And just try, sir, and answer the question as best as you can. Try to focus on the question and answer the question. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Mr. Wiley, earlier you referenced the other side where you moved, and I want to ask you, I'm asking you about right now when you still lived in Parkway Gardens. Was there some other side when you were there? So from 2006-7 to 2011? Was it the other side? Yeah. Yeah, it was the other side, but they wasn't into it. When did they become into it? I'ma say like 2010. Like that was when the shit started. Like you couldn't go to school no more. All types of bullshit. Like I seen all the kids drop out over there. Like all at once. Like nobody going to school. Like it was like got serious. The raps, the everything got serious. And to be clear, when we say the other side, what are we talking about? Gyro, STL, the other side. Starting in about 2010, are you saying that Parkway, by whatever name it was called at that time, later O-Block and STL started to get into it? Yeah, clash in high school, probably high school fights, females, a female always in the mix of some. But yeah, when you're in Parkway, kind of coming back, you can unpublish, Your Honor. Thank you. Were you involved in any way with guns with respect to other black disciples? Can you clarify that? Yeah. Did you gather guns? Did you buy guns? Did you do any of those things? Oh yeah. Was there one or is there one specific instance when you bought guns with other BDs? A few. A few? Yeah, a few. When was the first time you bought some guns with other black disciples? The time you seen? Uh-huh. Like shit. 06, 07? Like we was going to tell the old people. Have you ever bought a crate of guns? Yeah. Is there a specific instance when you bought a crate of guns? Yeah. When was that? I can't remember the exact date. It's been a long time. But yeah, we bought them. Were you living in Parkway Gardens at that time? Yes. Where did the money come from to buy these creative guns? Pitching in. People who got money, shit from everywhere. Who was pitching in? Everybody, like everybody who wanted some guns. Like who wanted some, who wanted to be protected. Like whether you were shooting it or not, shit, you was like, the block needs guns, Wasn't anybody going to give them to us? So everybody got to put up something or, And are we talking about other BDs? Yeah. Where did the creative guns come from? Guy named George. And where is George? Across the street. Were they across the street in a van? Were they across where were across the street in a store? Okay, what kind of store? A regular store, food store, chips and pops, shit like that? They sold chips and pops and guns? Tell us. I don't know if they were selling a lot of that, but that's where we got them from. Like, I don't know if they was just, shit. That's where we met them. You all meet them at the store? Yeah. And you bought the crate of guns and brought it back to Parkway? No, we ain't take it back to Parkway. Where did you take them? We take it back to the low end. Where on the low end? We couldn't take it to Parkway because it was tension with people up in Parkway. Like they tend to get into it with somebody over some liquor, like some drunk stuff. Okay, so I'm going to change gears a little bit. Did you observe people having meetings when you were living in Parkway? So from 2006, 2007 to 2011? Meetings is just part of a gang. Meetings part of It's just part of the culture. What do you mean by that? If you're in a gang, you got to have a meeting. How would you know who the person who runs the block or the lowest person on the tail pole? Like, it's just non-responsive narrative. Okay, let's try again. I just want to make sure I understood at least part of your answer. Did you say that having meetings was part of? Yeah, it's part of it. Yeah. Judge, objection, foundation. I'm just going to ask, I'm coming back now to when you were in Newtown. Did you have meetings when you lived in Newtown? Yeah, that's the projects. This is way different. It's way different than Parkway. Like, you couldn't even compare, like, my buildings or any other buildings on low end to Parkway. Objection. Let's try it this way. Based on what you said to me, yeah, would you say that it's true that you were aware of meetings when you were in Newtown? Yeah. How many meetings did you attend when you were in Newtown? Objection. Judge, again, I'm going to object the relevancy of Newtown. We're talking about 98 again. Overruled. You can answer. Can you rephrase it? Because I heard him cut you off like, how many meetings did you attend when you were? Several, sir, several. When you moved to Parkway Gardens, did you attend meetings there? No. Did you see people going to meetings? I mean, yeah, they had their own meetings because that's their block. So yeah, they had their own meetings, but I didn't attend. How did you know that people were having meetings? I mean, when you're in the streets, in the trenches, man, like certain words, it's time for a meeting. Objection, Your Honor, can we get a sidebar, please? Yes. So, Mr. Wiley, I had asked you, how do you know that people were having meetings? And you were answering. Could you please answer that question? In Parkway, right? Yes. Just certain, certain language, certain terminology, everybody to the back, check it out. Like, same words, you already know that. Somebody messed up, violation, or, they gotta get it together. Something happened that wasn't supposed to happen. So what does everybody get to the back, check it out? What would that mean? Somebody did something. Whether you lost a weapon or it could be anything. You could have hit a kid. You could have shot a kid or some shit like, you could have done anything, Objection, speculation, overruled. When you would hear phrases like, everybody to the back, check it out, would you see people dispersing? Yeah, dispersing back there. Like, I wouldn't disperse back there, but they'll go, they having a meeting. Like, when you're on the streets again, And again, objection, foundation. When are we talking? He was there for 5 or 6, 7 years, Judge. In 2006 or 7, were people saying everybody to the back, check it out? Yeah. Objection, hearsay, calls for hearsay. What people are saying and who said it? The person who had authority to. Overruled. In response to, in 2006 or 7, somebody with authority saying everybody to the back, check it out? Yeah. Did you see people dispersing? Yes. Okay. How about in 2008? Was that still happening? No, it got looser. It got loose, like every man for themselves. Like, it started getting loose. What about in 2010, when you were about to leave? Oh, it was way loose. It was way loose cannon. Everybody who had a gun thought they was the man, anybody. Were people giving orders back in 2010? No, not in 2010. Nah, it wasn't no orders or none of that. It was loose. It was every man for themselves, your crowd, whoever you hang with. That's who you ran with. It was like that. When Shorty Freeman was there, was he giving orders? I mean, he tried. I would tell you he gave orders to people who would listen. Did you see people selling drugs when you were living in Parkway Gardens? Did I see people selling drugs? Probably some marijuana. That's it. So, similar question to what I asked you before about Newtown. Based on what you saw and observed, so somebody from STL, could they come over and sell drugs in Parkway during that time? Nah, I mean, it was free enterprise for whoever come in there, but nobody from STL would be in Parkway hanging out. Like, that would never happen. Did you see anybody other than BDs selling drugs in Parkway during that time? No. If you was paying somebody, you know? If you ain't from there, you gonna pay. You gotta pay somebody. You gotta come through somebody to pay somebody. So I'm going to ask you some questions about some people you might have seen around that time when you were living in Parkway or around Parkway. I'm going to show you 2 exhibits that are already admitted into evidence. May we publish, Your Honor? Yes. I'm showing you what's admitted as Government Exhibit 547. Do you recognize the person depicted in Government Exhibit 547? Yeah. Who is that? That was one of my little homies, man. Like, he was smooth too. He ain't what people be saying. That's E-Dog. How long have you known E-Dog? I knew E-Dog, well, they family from 35th, so we from the low end. So I've been knowing him before over there. Do you know him to ever hang out or live in Parkway? Yeah, when I was around, he was hanging out. Just normal kid. He was just a normal kid when I was over there. Like, was running all around them, they friends, charading them and all of them. Like, they was just normal kids, man. People in Parkway? Yeah. I'm going to show you another exhibit that's admitted in evidence. Government Exhibit 563. Do you know the person who is depicted in Government Exhibit 563? That's T-Roy. Is this someone you know? Yeah, know his whole family. Before Parkway. Before that, before moving down there. I know him from the low end. Is this someone that you knew to be in Parkway, spending time there, living there? Yeah, he lived there. During the time when you lived there? Yep, same building. So, someone you've seen in person? Yeah. Someone you've spoken to before? Yep. Is he still living? No, he's deceased. And I'm sorry, what did you say his name was? What did you refer him as? T-Roy. Do you know his real name? James Johnson. Do some people refer to the person you just called T-Roy or James Johnson as Troy? Yeah. May we unpublish, Your Honor? Yes.